Hey, what is going on, everybody? Back with a video talking about life, human design, family, raising Sage, using human design, understanding more about him, and really just showing you more about what we do on a regular basis, how we're living life, finding joy, jumping into hobbies, playing tennis, and also I do put down a few bars at the end of the video if you stick around. So hopefully you enjoy, and let me know in the comments, are you familiar with human design? What do you know about human design? I would love to chat with you about it. What is going on? Me and Sage are going for a little walk, so figured it was a good time to jump on here and just talk. Particularly just talk about life and what's been going on with me recently, and yeah, so let's do that. Sage, my friend, what you got to say? Ready to go on our walk? Oh, what was that? You got more? You definitely just threw up all your spaghetti. So it's cool. You ready to go for our walk? Why are you eating the tripod? Is that the most tastiest snack? We can feed you some real food. We're gonna have to eat the tripod. Alright guys, so what has been going on? Hopefully everything with you is going well. The summer is not too hot for you. If it is, it's definitely got to be cooler than here down in Florida, because it is damn near 80 every day with humidity plus, and that's making it about feels like 100 degrees pretty much every day. Right now me and Sage are going for an evening walk. It's not quite 100, but it's definitely 80s, and our armpits are definitely a little moist. But let's talk about parenthood. Let's talk about tennis, human design. Let's talk about me following my hobbies, and yeah, let's just go through a list of things. So I want to start kind of with something I've been doing recently, which is stillness and being content with being exactly where I'm at. And where I'm at is Sage keeps dropping this tripod, and so he's not getting that back. So when talking or thinking about stillness, one of the things is being very still with my son, right? Not overreacting, not getting mad, getting frustrated at him and him being himself like he's doing now. I'm giving him the bottle, and now he wants it. Previously he didn't want it. So stillness, meditation, and a lot of contemplation. Contemplation being spending time alone, and it's kind of a middle between meditation and kind of hard thinking. So spending a lot of time in stillness, contemplation, which isn't quite meditation. It's more of a just letting things come and go. You know, I kind of say it's not as serious as meditation, because people get really serious about meditation. And you know, I do spend a lot of alone time, and I do meditate. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not saying meditation is bad. Just what I have been finding helps for me is a middle ground between, you know, thinking and meditation, which I'm calling contemplation. So I bring up stillness because one of the things I've been practicing recently, and I'm going to talk about human design probably a lot in this video. If you're not familiar with it, you probably will if you continue to watch my videos moving forward, as I'll be talking a lot about human design and how I'm following my strategy and following the system, and how it's really been helping me out a lot, and also how I'm using it to help raise my son, Sage. And it's definitely helping out in the area. So, but back to stillness, and you know, I've always been a person who's always been quote unquote doing something. I've always been busy. I've been always trying to find that thing. We've been told in society growing up, go to school, get good grades, figure out what your thing is, go figure out what it is you're called to do, and go take action. That's the biggest thing, right? Go take action and go follow your dreams, right? I've even shared that advice with other people, and that's kind of the advice that I've been given throughout life. And you'll hear that, motivational speaking, coaching, it's a huge industry. I coach, my wife coaches, right? So there are a lot of people who need motivation, people who are looking for inspiration. But what I'm coming to find is that, and I've always felt like this, I just never knew exactly how to give others advice around it, is that, advice is always dependent on the person and the situation, right? The same advice does not apply for all situations. And, I believe that everyone kind of has their own independent life path that they're here to follow. And it may be different from what it looks like to everybody else, but it's still, theirs to follow. And, traditionally, we say, go try this, go try that, put yourself out there. When in reality, that's not always the time to put yourself out there. And you may not be designed to go out there and do certain things, right? You may not be designed, for example, to go out and put yourself in front of a bunch of people. You may not, right? You may do better alone, right? So for example, me, something I've always known, but I've also learned more recently through my human design, is that I am really a person who needs time alone, right? I am the most creative. I have my best ideas, and I can, get through a lot of things quickly as if I'm alone, right? So that means working on solo projects, working on my hobbies. It also means me being in charge, right? It's not a knock on working with other people, right? Because now, I work with groups and teams, but I'm also good with large groups. But, one of the things I've learned since I found out that I work better on my own, and I've always had that feeling, but you never just kind of, it's always, get a business partner to help out with some of the things, right? So you hear certain advice, and it's not always for you, even though it may be quote unquote good advice. So working solo, and one of the things that's led to is, I've kind of taken a step back from working with my wife in the self-trust system. We both obviously are still owners of the business, but I've entered more of an advisory role, I would say, versus kind of running it with her, putting into the direction, all that. And that came through fruition through us, one, just being open, right? We've had many flavors of our working relationship, and Sage keeps dropping things out of the stroller. Why you keep dropping stuff out the stroller while I'm trying to tell the people about our life? You got anything to say for yourself? Of course. Anything else? Exactly. No, you cannot have the camera. Okay. All right, so let's talk about how I got to the place where I'm focusing on my hobbies, and I took a lot off of my plate, and how this all relates back to stillness and just taking a time out. So I started doing a newsletter. Oh, we were talking about how me and Nori business relationship has, let's call it, evolved over the years. And so I recently decided to take a step back from the self-trust company, the self-trust system, because of some of the reasons I mentioned previously. One being I honestly operate better on my own, where I can pretty much learn everything, do everything. And that's because those are the things I really enjoy. I enjoy learning all the different things it takes to run a business, all the different things it takes to put it together. It's really a creative process and experience for me, and I enjoy that. But I also like to have control, because I I just do. No particular explanation that I can give you consciously, but things just tend to work out better when I'm in control. Not to say that other people don't, and we're learning that with my wife, right? Because, for example, we both have different ideas of what's good branding, the direction to take, and we kind of get in each other's way a little bit, as in waiting for someone to do something that's needed when the other person doesn't necessarily want to focus on that at the moment, or both of us want to, have input on the design of a brand. And although we created the self-trust system together, founded the company together, we're never married, quote unquote, to any of it, right? We're learning, we're growing, we're doing, and we're both okay with the fact that, this thing may look different in the future than it does right now. And, right now we're exploring our own, avenues. She's mainly focused on the self-trust system, but she's also starting to work with Pinterest again, doing more campaigns, which I think is the great direction for her. She loves doing campaigns and being creative. And then me, like I said, I've taken a step back. I really am trying not to add, let's call them business/work activities to my plate. The things that I do, one, they have to give me energy. I have to want to do them, like really want to do them. And one of the things I've been working on for the past, now this is something I've really been working on for the past couple years, but the first half of the year I've really gotten more into this, and following it is in human design called the strategy. So I'm going to talk way more about all these things, but in human design, I'm a generator. And basically what that means is I need to follow my gut. Whenever I have an opportunity or if something's presented to me, I need to follow my gut. I need to trust my inner determination and my inner will to figure out if this is right for me, right? And most people think, you get presented opportunities or you're gonna take a job, you think about it, right? And that's using your head. Well, according to this system, human design, I am not to think with my head. No one's really meant to think with their head. Our head's really just for processing, inspiration, things like that. And we each should follow our strategy. And in this case, my strategy is follow my gut. And so how I've been deciding if something is right for me, I typically get a couple of different feelings, right? It's either a no, right? Immediately, I just don't feel it. And that is typically the correct response in those situations. Like if you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. Or I could be feeling it and it's like a yes, yes, yes. And it's like, definitely, I need to follow that. I need to go in that direction. And then lastly, there's the, that's interesting. So it's not a no feeling, but it's not a complete yes, but it's like, let's see where this goes. Let's follow that. I'm interested in that. So I've been trying, and it's called your strategy, trying to follow my strategy, and it's been working out really well. Particularly, I'm finding out that I need to focus on the things that light me up, focus on the things that bring me joy, and just have fun. Way more fun in the things that I'm doing. And I found at the beginning half of the year, along with working with the self-trust company, doing my newsletter, my 9 to 5, there was a mixture of things in there that just weren't necessarily lighting me up as much as I thought they would when I planned on doing something, particularly the newsletter at the beginning of the year. So another thing I learned through human design, more so through something called my incarnation cross. This is another level, but basically I'm here to have fun. I'm here to bring joy and unconditional love to others. And I'm supposed to do that, quote unquote. I'm designed to do that through my body, through movement, and focus on the things that, light me up. So, hey, how you doing? Some of the things that's always lit me up was working out, playing sports, playing basketball, just being athletic, moving my body. I do like to dance, you know, just overall move my body and stay fit. And so I've been leaning a lot more into tennis, which we're about to roll up on our home court. Lots of tennis, especially with the missus. She also plays tennis, so it's a great way for us to get out, stay fit, and do it together. Definitely helped her lose a bunch of weight after having Sage, so you know, definitely like that. But yeah, tennis and hobbies, right? So other hobbies, I guess this could be a hobby. You know, I've thought of some time for doing videos or starting back up my YouTube channel. And what I'm learning is I just, also from human design, is I don't have to, but I am designed to just live my life and show people what I'm doing. I don't necessarily have to have a reason or like a ultimate goal, because something else I've learned through human design is the thing or my calling, it's not gonna come for a little bit, right? The way I'm designed is I am a role model in the human design system, and you know, my quote unquote recognition or the thing that I am called here to do, it's not gonna show up till I'm 50, right? And right now I'm 37, so I still got a little bit to go. So that's why the stillness has been so important recently, just because I don't have to be in a rush. Because whatever I'm in a rush to be, it's not gonna come for a few more years. So once I learned that, and have really been contemplating on that, I've come to a place where I'm just enjoying being more, enjoying time with Sage, you know, working on my posture of enjoying more of my 9 to 5, because you know, whether you like your job or not, there are some times or some aspects of your job where you just don't like it. You know what I mean? All right, so we got to the tennis center. We're gonna go in and we're gonna hit the wall a little bit. What's up, buddy? What's up? Sage, way over here. Trying to watch the people play. And he's off. Where are you going, buddy? So yeah, this is where I spend a lot of my time. Was doing coaching when we started a couple years ago. More recently, just been focusing on leagues. So I play 4 matches a month about in this league. The league is about every month. And just finished up 1 season. And so this season I went 1-2. The guys and gals that I played, the 2 that I lost, they were definitely had at least a point higher ranking than me in the UTR, which is Universal Tennis, which is where I play the league. So a lot to get better on in tennis as well. So, but going back to kind of the overall theme of stillness and just sitting with being me and what that means, and not always looking to do something and be involved and feeling like I have to do something, because a lot of it is just pressure that we get from society in general, you know, as humans, to do, perform, be, and always got to be doing something, right? I mean, you may have grown up in a household where your parents have never let you sit down, or kids' place is not to sit down. You need to always be doing something, be cleaning, active, not just sitting around, right? That's looked at as lazy. My wife tells a story. I still think she has hard feelings about her parents, or in this case, her family, not even necessarily her parents, her family being like that. Like the kids need to be cleaning, they need to be doing something and not sitting around. And we have that in America as well, as part of our jobs. Don't be sitting down. I remember I used to work at McDonald's, and one of the things was if you got time to sit around, and if you're not serving customers, you need to be sweeping or cleaning or doing something. The idea of a break was non-existent. So, you know, that's what I've been sitting with a lot these days is, you know, what is really important to me. I've been taking a break, quote unquote. I paused my newsletter, haven't really sent out anything, haven't been posting. And, you know, thank you. And honestly, a lot of it is because I've just been needing to relax and chill and be in stillness for a while. So continuing that and coming out of it a little bit, you know, this is something that was on my spirit to do, and I asked myself, do I really want to do a video? And it was like, yeah, let's go ahead and do the video. I don't really feel like editing or anything like that, so I'm just gonna throw this up. But, you know, all these couple videos or these couple clips put together that I just took. So yeah, it's like been another beautiful day here in Fort Lauderdale. And that's another thing. I live at a wonderful, beautiful park. This video, or this park, has everything, right? We got football, soccer, what else they play out here? A lot of lacrosse, kids activities, summer camps, you name it out here. We just left the tennis facility on this side of the park. They have about 17 different courts, actually 21 courts, plus another sister court along the way, down the block. So yeah, I'm really glad to live. Grateful to live at a place like this that keeps me encouraged, and it's right over across the street. So we do our daily walks, morning walks, evening walks. You see other families are out here. It's great. There's playgrounds, all that good stuff. So if you're ever down in Florida and want to come check out this park, it's called a Holiday Park in Fort Lauderdale. But yeah, that's kind of a mini update of what's been going on. Just really reassessing a lot of things, not jumping into things, and doing more on my own, more designed to have my solo projects and do things like that. A lot of things that have been on my backlog to do that that I haven't necessarily had the energy for, particularly in the way I was thinking of doing them. I remember thinking and not following my sacral typically leads me down the wrong path. So feeling my way through a lot of things. One of the things I'm going to be doing is updating my 10-year plan. Haven't really had one of those. I've always, since I was maybe 18, had this plan all the way up to 35. This plan to be rich, to be a millionaire, yada, yada, yada. Have all these goals accomplished. I've done some of those things and some of those things I haven't, but it's time to update the plan. It's time to focus on things that light me up, things that bring me joy. And you know, one of the big things is being a parent, right? I enjoy the time I hang out with Sage. He's teaching me a lot of lessons. He's teaching me a lot of patience. I have to be still with him because he's his own person. And as we know, kids have a way of expressing themselves. But when they're expressing themselves in a way that I say we, mainly adults, don't like, whether they're acting out or misbehaving, as adults would say, you know, in reality, they're not misbehaving. That's just the way that they know how to communicate. And it's on us to learn how to understand what they're saying, right? A lot of times when Sage is angry, he's throwing his bottle, doing all types of stuff. He really just needs a diaper change. He's uncomfortable with his diaper and he's like, change me now. But he can't say that, so he just kind of goes into a little bit of terrorized mode. And, you know, I get it. And so now I know that when he gets a little aggressive, that means he needs his diaper changed. Other things, just from being around him, other things like he itches or he scratches. That's another thing. Like whenever he's uncomfortable, he starts to itch. It itches in random places. So that's also another tell that, hey, he needs a diaper changed. And I've also learned that he's gonna have a big energy. Like, this kid is powerful. I can tell when he wakes up in the morning from his room without having to even be near him. Like, I can feel when this kid is awake. So that just tells you about his aura and how powerful he's gonna be. And I think for a lot of parents, it could be uncomfortable, right? You have this kid who wants his way and is gonna make sure he gets his way, whether you like it or not. And to be honest, it's not on us, parents, to like it. It's us to show him the best path and how to work with his own energy. And that's what human design is all about. It's all about working with your energy and flowing with it so that, you know, you can do what's correct for you and not necessarily what we've been conditioned. It's all about releasing conditioning, releasing beliefs that don't serve us, beliefs that don't belong to us, that are borrowed, that were given to us growing up. You know, those first 7 years, they say, are so important because that's when we download everything, we take in a lot. Well, with this system, that's 7 years to really decondition those things, figure out the things that don't serve us and find the things that do, so we can live the lives that we desire in line with our own energy. Speaking of energy, it's a hot day here. As I mentioned earlier, I'm sweating. Sage is sweating. But yeah, it feels really good to follow your own direction and to know that there is a direction for you, right? So with all that being said, you know, human design has been really great. I'm gonna be talking more about it, talking more about tennis, fitness, raising Sage, being married, just talking about my life, goals, learning more about UX, building businesses, brands, whatever, helping people really, because all this to say is that I'm really here to help people, to help them heal and get over a lot of the conditioning that we've been taught. You know, growing up, I always felt, or looking around, I would look at parents, adults more so, and be like, yeah, that's the life I want to live, and that's definitely the life I don't want to live, based on different family members, things like that. And I think if more people, particularly when raising their kids, took the stance of, hey, they're an individual, they're going to be different, like what you were raised on is not going to be the same as them, it's not going to work for them, and everyone's different, right? Some people have more energy than others. Some kids are maybe made to do certain chores and do certain tasks, and others just are not. So I'm going to learn more about human design. I'm following it since he's been born. And yeah, I talk a lot about being a parent because that is what I do. And honestly, I've always had the thought of being a stay-at-home parent. And even though I still work a 9 to 5 and have a business, I'm at home. And so, yeah, I actually get to be a stay-at-home parent. I get to see him every day, all day, whether I like it or not, whether he's liking it or not, likes it, if I could speak, or not. We're both are there. So we got to figure it out. And I've definitely figured out that following this system is what's best for me now. That may change in the future. That may change tomorrow. Okay, it won't change tomorrow, but I'm always open to change, and I'm being open to trying out this system, and I've seen great results. So a lot of other things I want to talk about: design, UX, technology, AI. My newsletter in the last iteration was all about AI. I will be sending out another newsletter again. One, probably just to drop this video, but two, just to broaden my perspective again. I'm gonna still talk about AI and technology, jobs, helping people with their careers, helping them figure out what's best for them, which I think is where my sacral, another human design term, or more of a chakra term, but in a yogi term, but human design uses sacral a lot because I am a sacral being according to human design. So following that and just talking about my life. So hope that helps you out. If you're interested in more about human design, feel free to drop me a line below. I'm going to put a link below. I've added a free human design report to my website. It's just gerardponsel.com/human-design, and you can get your free human design report. I was just playing around with the technology because I just love geeking out on this stuff. So check it out. And then if you're interested in talking more about human design, let me know. And we can also do that as well. As you can see at the park, we also got basketball. And I'm out here a little bit, not as much as I was before the pandemic, but I definitely have been out here a little bit, hooping it. So, all right, guys, appreciate your time, and I'll let you know. Welcome to the AI mixtape, baby, or at least the AI track, straight from Sound Draw. Drop a couple bars to go with the vid, and show you how we live, take you on a tour through the crib. Hello, my name is JP. You know I make the ladies go crazy. I'm working up my fitness, so I play tennis. I'm so committed, hitting it back and forth, call me Venus Serena. Kicking back and forth, I be in arenas, selling out the tours on the stages, at the crib cause I ain't famous. Chilling with my boy Sage. He bout up that age where he bout to throw a temper tantrum. He be like, get up at me, but I'm stay patient, stay stillness. You know I'm working on my mother fitness, working on my family ties. I'm working on it, can't deny how hot that I am on the jam. We just getting started with the knowledge and the tour on the YouTube. Got a couple more, they coming soon. They coming later, like a gator. I'm down in Florida, swimming in the swamps. You know I'm dirty, you know I'm flirty. I'm never in a hurry, stay patient, stay still. You know I keep it real, like a dollar bill. I'm out this like a to-go meal. Peace.